Yeah, sorry, fuck.
Hey.
Can we make it?
Wolf!
Makler?
Oh, not another one.
Did you leave?
No, what's up?
Is the same stream still active, or does it go into a new window? Because that's really confusing.
I get a new notification saying that
yes,
you've started a new stream.
Like, did you have to switch the tab, or could you just refresh it and then it worked?
Refreshing right now. Previously, I hadn't tried the refresh button.
But it worked?
Not sure. It's loading right now.
I take that as a no.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, if
can you take the other and link it in?
For sure.
Yeah, because then you lose all your views. That's so retarded that it works like that. That's annoying.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Maybe there's a way to avoid it, but we'll see. Oh well, it's fine. At least no one died or anything. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I don't know. Suddenly, I just got a notification saying, like, from Nvidia saying maybe you should reduce your quality settings. The stream has stopped. Try reducing your quality settings. Oh hell no! I ain't doing that shit. Wow. There we go. I always get so like every time you're trying to hit one of those and then you keep missing because you're getting attacked, right? So your aim becomes inaccurate. And I'll keep going even past the point where I know I should just wait until it's finished. But I'm stubborn. I go, no, I can fucking hit it while it's shooting me.
It's a manhood test, man.
Yeah, exactly. I always go, no, oh hell no, it's not fucking screwing me over.
That's juicy. Shall we go back to the open thing, or?
Oh, shit.
That's the easy boss.
Oh. Woo! That almost tickled. I'm not sure. I think I need to open a new stream chat, so if you're in chat right now, I will most likely cannot see what you're doing. And I won't be able to until we either find a break in all this, or... Okay.
I mean, just do it, it's fine.
I'd rather just stay alive. As much as it hurts.
Oh, that's hard. Okay.
Just a little bit more damage. Okay. Perfect, almost. A little bit more damage. A little bit more damage. Right. Where are you, dwarf? Oh, there you are. Got you.
I'll go get the gunner.
Oh no, he could actually shoot me through there, motherfucker. Yeah, I was thinking that was 200 IQ place.
Glitch.
Oh.
Ah. My bad.
What? Oh, that was one tall guy.
Oh, that hurt. Oh, you...
I'm going for the rest. Oh shit, what am I doing? What am I doing? That was
Beautiful.
questionable play. Anyways, there you go. We made it. Oh shit, there's still a boss. That's right. Okay, I'm gonna just walk in here real quick so I can switch the stream
I
chat.
get the blood.
Thank you.
Someone help me if I'm in trouble, please.
Yeah, I got you.
How about chat? There we go. Got it.
Lightstormer
Got it.
teleported into your cubby hole.
Okay, let's see. You. Yes, I got the new stream chat open. Nice. Now I can see what you guys are typing. Oops. Yeah, for some reason, the stream chat doesn't go over to the new stream. It's like it creates a new stream chat every time you have a live stream on YouTube. Unlike on Twitch, so it's a bit different in that regard.
Holy.
This is awesome. This is like the epic fight.
Whew, we made it.
Hey.
Very nice, very nice.
Beautiful flash by you too.
Oh, I have a difficult time choosing between crossbow and basic pistols. Both are so good. Yeah, like, I know for sure which one I like the best, and yet most people say on Kata, like really experienced players, they all agree, most of them at least, from what I've heard, say that the crossbow is best. Yet I know which one I like the best, and that's for sure the pistols. So I switch between them. I play both.
Two.
Oh my god.
Circuit patrol.
Nice.
Oh, I almost let him do the overhead. I just managed to hit the stagger. I wasn't sure if it was gonna hit on him. Like it was very.
Toma.
I'll push you with the cart. Doesn't work. We are kind of behind you. Can't help.
That's okay. Always that
Try
one
to push
behind
it
you.
again.
Oh sh!
Ah,
Realize it was a.
oh my god.
Leave me, yeah. Oh, you could drop down and come back up the other way.
It's too late for me now. But you're not getting hit, so I'll come through. So this.
Woo! Ho ho ho!
Thank you.
Never even flinched.
It's below us. I don't know. It's fine.
So we're trying to get a bit of dot on him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give you some security HP.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Thanks. Very kind of you.
I'm gonna bravely run away.
Look at this. Woohoo! Don't even need the cart. Cart's overrated. Oh.
It's healing here.
I can go grab the Grim. Oh wait, no.
Someone say Grim? I don't mind if you want to pick it up.
I'm sure. Probably have weekly or some shit like that. I can go grab it.
I'll come actually pick up the ammo. Come, Sienna. I need the ammo from up top.
Assassin
Right,
coming.
let's. Yeah.
Yeah, let's maybe kill Horde first.
Let's see her better sniping, I guess. Shoot out of the sky.
Watch out,
assassin.
flame barrel behind.
Breakpoints become a very important thing in Cataclysm, that's true. Pinch, I feel like crossbows easy to use. Yeah, I can see why. Again, I'm not disagreeing with whether or not it's better. I'm just saying I just like the bracer pistols better. They're more fun to use. Again, I'll also use the crossbow. You know, see, when you think you're good at Vermintide and then you... Oh, stop it, Mess. But thank you, that's so kind of you.
I'll just pick up ammo from. We'll get some soon.
I always say that it would be sad if you didn't learn a thing or two after 4,000 hours, right? So it's not like...
I didn't pick up the ammo.
But thank you, I still very much appreciate it. Very kind of you to say, my friend. That's all I ever wanted, was to be good at Vermintide.
You're also very handsome, don't forget.
Aww. Stop it, my ego can't take it. Oh, but thank you. So far I've been called Jim Carrey and Keanu Reeves. Reeves, sorry. No, I'm actually mixing them together because of the amount of times I've used his name as Keanu Reeves. But Keanu Reeves. Which I did not expect, I will admit. Oh, I'm also not gonna pretend like I look like him, because I don't, but... Still, it's nice that someone say that you do, right? Even if you know you don't.
Patrol.
I mean, we already fucked up one patrol, so that's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you cover. Wait. Ah, no, that's fine.
Oh, I actually was trying to
horde.
block right there, and it just did not go through. No, that's boring. Now I have to be careful. What's the fun in that?
Imagine playing a Zealot and holding it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's going wrong. There's a leash behind. Yes.
Holy shit, with the triple gas rat. God damn. Okay, there we go. Danish Keanu Carrey. Keanu Cleaves. Keanu Cleaves. Oh, that's funny. The fuck is that levitating assassin? Wait, what? Fucking ninja assassin? What? Oh. And there's still one. There's nothing worse than when you clearly hear an assassin close by, but you just cannot figure out where it's coming from. It's like, I hear it here, I hear it here, I hear it here. Oh wait, there's 3 of them?
Yeah, I really need to learn the voice lines like of each of the specials when they spawn. So I haven't paid any attention to that yet in this game.
No, that's true. Sneak rat. And sneak rat.
Nice, nice. Still one.
It's kind of cool. Those boys are nasty. They count as monsters. Yeah, that's true. And they can withstand shotguns. Yeah, for some reasons, whenever I'm playing one of those amazingly fun huntsman builds or mercenary builds where you're using the blunderbuss, everything works great, right? Until there's one strangler, only one, nothing else, and it's right in front of me. And I wait until it's right in front of me, and somehow all 8 pellets magically transform out into a sphere and then reconnect behind it, and none of them hit. I don't know how. It's like it can be in the center of the crosshair. Doesn't matter. The pellets somehow just refuse to hit a freaking. So yeah, I get what you're saying. Especially with the blunderbuss, I just feel like I don't know why. I just cannot hit stranglers that are right in front of me. Somehow, if they're 8 meters away, boom, headshot, whole pellets. But if they're right in front of you, somehow it's like they just curve around. I don't know how. It makes no sense.
Goes.
I don't think I've ever fought the boss like once he crossed the bridge. I think this is how it's supposed to be done.
You could actually, I think my record, I kill him in 6 seconds using the bridge.
So yeah. But I mean, like you usually fight it on bridge or before he even gets to it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like an arena here where you can fight.
Yeah, most people always just charge him completely. But it's like he's not very good to fight in the middle of the, bridge. It's not a very practical place.
Yeah, but that's still the place. Oh, party lives, nice. And I'm bold.
Hey, dwarf, don't move. No, I'm just kidding. Whee. Oh, thank you. I only did that so I can shoot you. No. Gotta farm green circles, boys. So always remember, just get in those extra shots at the end here. No. That's some green circle farming tips for you, right there. GG, well played, everyone. Ooh. Her jailer. No, my passive! But now my passive is gone. Why do I still have 2 stacks on my passive? Oh yeah, okay. Grim, never mind. Duh.
No, it's
Now I don't have my passive max.
Short-sighted as well.
GG's.
GG.
If I get any green circles, I would
Good
like
game.
to give. I would like to give them to the Sienna because
Everyone
so
knows.
staggering. All my green circles are counted as Sienna's green circles.
But as Ashgingling says, yeah, the green circles, you don't get it, bro. You need green circles. Like, how else are you gonna buy cosmetics? Green circle? No, wait. Oh yeah. I mean, you need green circle because how else are you gonna flex on your teammates? I'm obviously kidding. No, I wasn't. Green circles means you're the best. Everyone knows it. No. No, GG, well played, guys. Imagine getting hooked in the middle of a gas pump.
Not nice.
Broken connection.
Not very nice. Not. I can't. This does not sound like something I would like to do.
I got a broken connection. I crashed, I think. Or
Yeah, I got host migration right at the end.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm fine. I'm in game. And
I'm
my
stuck
Steam is
on.
live.
I'm stuck on the reward screen. Return to
It
keep.
it loaded
Time to
all the
keep.
rewards.
Maybe. Yeah. Okay. I have to. That's No, wait. The keep actually arrived. Huh. I was about to close the game.
Which keep are you in? That's the question.
Probably my own. We'll see. It hasn't loaded yet. Yep, I'm in my own keep, and it did the thing where you then get all of the bots into the keep.
Nice.
So, like a squad.
I don't understand why the bots aren't there by default, like just chilling somewhere.
There's mods for that, but they only work
Yeah,
in the
probably.
modded ROM. Let's see here. Nice. very
Ouch.
nice. So let's see. Racer X. Join game. Woo!
You are more than welcome.
Why, thank you, my friend. This is good to know. What do we want to play, guys? What do we want to play? I don't know. I feel like we didn't really do the Huntsman justice in that game we had due to the immeasurable lag. And it's nice because you actually seem to be a pretty good host here. Even when I'm streaming, I didn't feel like I had like bad delay or anything. So that's nice.
The internet is pretty good in general.
Pretty good.
Is that why you're not hosting? Because does it go? Is it a bit too much with the streaming?
Yeah, it's
Or what?
because I don't know if you saw earlier, but literally I'm playing over my phone's internet, and I'm also streaming over my phone's internet.
It's not that bad anymore.
If I'm hosting and streaming and playing on my phone's internet work, yeah, it's not the best, not the best.
I used to play for a while through my phone as well, but I'm
Yeah,
bored.
no, like playing is fine as long as the internet isn't saturated. It's like I feel like the Wi-Fi, you can just. Oh my god! I clicked the. I'm sorry, I clicked my G button. On my way. Anyways, what I was saying was I can feel how my connection is worse in like the afternoon when people go home from work, and early in the morning when people go to work. The Wi-Fi connection just feels on my phone.
Wait,
Sorry.
did you click the armory button?
Sorry?
There's a fix for that. Click the armory button, or what? Why did you crash? Did you click our armory button?
No. I clicked one of my Logitech G buttons, which has a preset macro with one of my very long passwords, which means it just immediately gets inputs of gets like 20 button inputs at the same time.
I
Which
guess
I guess it
today
doesn't
there's a
like.
fix for the armory thing. I've been crashing on it for quite a while.
Yeah, I was crashing, but only when I went into Kruber right after the Grail
Yeah.
Knife came out.
Yeah, but still, it still crashed for me. Like every time I opened it. But now there's a fix for it.
Nice.
Weird.
Dum dum dum. I don't know why I did that. I just felt like it. New camera angle. The content just keeps going.
Are you staying Alf, Racer?
I can't decide. I was thinking we had a bit of some problems with elites, our specials rather, in that game. So this might be nice.
So
I was gonna go back to Sienna, but Damafu is.
the new angle. New angle?
Oh
New
no,
content.
please be unchained.
Maybe I should move the chat as well. What? It crashed. What? This time I didn't click the button. I should. What the freaking hell? This time I was just minimizing it to move my chat.
No idea.
Oh, third time's a charm. Keeping it fresh. Exactly. It's a tragedy, boys. The other day, I was out for a walk, and I accidentally dropped and broke my sunglasses. Like, they're broken down here, the plastic. So, which kind of sucks. No.
You can't look cool now.
Actually, without sunglasses, I'm just a normal human being. I mean, I have plenty, as you might have noticed behind me, I have not, like, I'm lacking sunglasses. But these were my favorite ones that I just purchased on vacation.
It's the worst when they don't really like actually break, but they just get scratched a bit, and you're annoyed every time you use them.
Yeah, like I can put the glass back in here, so I guess technically I can still use them for videos, just because. But they're probably not that practical to walk around with. Hey, if you play Foot Knight and Halberd, should you take the stagger for temporary HP or the cleaved for temporary HP? My friend, that is a great question, and I would definitely personally say the cleave, but that's just me.
Sir, I've never asked. Whereabouts are you from? I was born in an insignificant hovel outside.
Okay, do you have any? What do we want to do? I got some deeds. Do we want to do more kata?
We used to have a saying.
Deed kata, or we could go full Moob Shark / new type style and go kata deeds Twitch mode. Can I even act? Wait. Can I? Haven't really thought about that. I guess Twitch mode doesn't work for YouTube, does it? I guess not.
I think so. It's just Twitch anyway. So.
Yeah, but what if? What if?
What if?
Because because you have to. It has to be an active stream. That's right. Otherwise, I would just put in my own name, and then we could just link the chat, and then people could just vote in the Twitch chat. But that doesn't work unless you're actually live streaming. Damn it! So what did I miss? Oh, we just moved the camera from there to there. Like, oh, it was some wild shit.
We just go Twitch kata. I think we can handle it.
Oh, so you sorry, you want to do what?
Maybe we can do just like Twitch kata, like exclude the deed. I think that's a bit much for us.
Maybe how about we do Dark Omen's Kata?
That's fine as well.
That's always a fun, enjoyable map.
Oh god.
That's good, that's good. We don't want
Well, if you're huntsman, I'm gonna go swift bow.
Swifty Swift?
Don't judge, okay?
Should
Like
I get
it.
my aggressive spear or my defensive spear? I should probably get something in between, but screw it, that's fine. We'll go aggressive.
This'll be fun.
Indeed. I hope so. Actual fact, no sarcasm. Oh wait, oh dang, my favorite. Nah, nice. Yeah, I think visually it's definitely one of my favorite maps for sure. I really enjoy it. Like, that's what people tell me when I tell them that my favorite map is Blight Reaper. It's at least among my favorite maps. And be like, what? You like Blight Reaper?
What's your preferred tactic for the end?
The end event on Blight Reaper?
No, I'm sorry, on Dark Omens.
Oh, I guess either, depending on whether or not you have the burst to kill the Minotaur, then either just a matter of, you know, survival and taking out the banners. That's probably the safe go-to method. But I think we have enough damage that we can just, yeah, stick together, kill the Minotaur.
Bombs are the easy way to clear it.
Yeah, that's true.
We can do whatever, I don't mind.
We will do whatever results in winning.
And most fun.
Exactly. Most memeing.
Judgment is coming, storm vermin!
I keep looking to my right to check where my chat is, and then I realize, oh yeah, I moved it. Is that? But oh, it's back there. I was like, is that storm vermin inside the mountain? And he was just hiding here. So we wanna go the other route, right?
Sure. There's the barrel.
Oh, sorry.
That's not a problem. Wow, my aim was horrible. Yeah, we need to find the barrel route.
Is it
Oh,
the
there
back?
it is. It's right there.
Rattling somewhere close.
Sneak rat is dead.
Also, imagine reworking every character in that DLC update and getting hated. Well,
The gunner's dead.
new monsters added, but why is it only the new?
Some hunter you are.
Wait, the run I managed to, it had 3 freaking Minotaur spawns, and everyone before it had 2. What do the groups look like? What do you mean? Oh, you mean regarding like us playing here and like joining? That was a lot of assassins. I'm just saying. That was half of Assassin's Creed that just joined us.
I'll be stuck behind some gas.
Holy purpose guides you.
Yeah, this is the last, like, wait, I knew the schedule a while, but I had to leave the, yeah, that's totally fine, man. I think this is the last scheduled one, but, like, maybe, we can fit in another, or, like, we'll figure something out, I'm sure. Already one match over the scheduled amount. Yeah, but more again, once we started streaming, more people wanted to join, so that's totally fine. Again, it wasn't like I had no idea how many people would join, so I did fit it in, so there was plenty of time, at least as far as I'm concerned. I'm just glad people were joining. So, because you know,
It's a bomb here.
I don't think the quality was as good either. But the last time I streamed, you know, we didn't get that many. I didn't expect that we would, because again, I had serious quality issues when I did that on Twitch. But you know, it's been a lot of fun because people actually joined like immediately. There was just 20-30 people here, and people have been active in chat. Which is like, once the chat dies, I'll die with it. Trust me. If no one is talking and saying anything, then I can guarantee you, then I won't keep going much longer either.
Spooky.
But like, as long as there are people to talk to, I enjoy it.
I have shrapnel. I'm gonna bomb.
Yeah, we should probably move down here, guys. There's much more room down here.
I bomb.
Also, you guys, we want to make big plays here. We want to be, you know, we can push him over down by the river.
Yeah. I was once a CNN. I got into
I
a
used
clip
the
with
clip
you.
where I horribly failed at that. So now we have to redemption time has arrived. I mean, it was such an epic failure that it was actually a win. I would say.
it was
Yeah, I'll
funny.
throw mine. I'll throw mine.
I don't. But I mean, do we have a barrel?
I don't think so.
I don't. Yeah. That was the strategy.
We have
pull it
bombs
here
and
and
an
let him-
ulti and. I'll lure him. If I can
Yeah,
get.
stop shooting. Stop
Oh,
shooting.
that. Okay, never mind. He's almost dead.
Oh,
Let's go left here. Usually the safest path. Positioning wise. Let's move up here. Here we should have cover from our backs. No, it's not here. It's further up. Sorry. It's up here.
Even a witch has her unit. Have a care. I hear a storm, sorcerer.
Oh, sorry.
ow.
Yeah, sorry.
Ah.
That was my fault. I apologize.
You're hunting
Oh.
beatsmen, not witch hunters.
Oh shit! I didn't even spot that dude.
You hear what I hear, mate? Leech.
Nailed it.
It's up here.
Come on! Up here!
Yeah, sorry for the team damage. I'm just checking if you're awake.
Of course, that's a nice one. So never knew that alt route in Dark Omens. Mind blown. Oh, that's yeah, that's actually it's slightly longer, but it also usually has better loot, better items, and you also get an achievement the first time you do it with accommodation attached.
Oh,
Yeah, but I also hit the assassin, right? You hit me, Cobra.
We'll clear this place out!
Oh, by the way, take all ammo. I don't need any. Oh, some useful barrel there somewhere, but can't see it now. Just blow it up for her.
Remember learning the rune one? Yeah. Oh my god, I remember doing that. That was one cancer.
I said that on my
Which one, Captain? You one you need it more than I do. I can almost regenerate using my ulti.
you go.
Don't leave a chunk of
Oh,
wool.
okay, never mind. I guess there's plenty of ammo for everyone.
It's not them. We'd have Skaven. Assassin rat!
Headshot.
Nailed.
Nailed it.
You got banner behind.
I will
Nice. Let's take that out first. Never. Okay.
There's my ammo.
Yeah, there's nothing worse when you're playing like the Waywatcher, and like you're out of ammo, and you see an elite, and you have no ammo. You just waited for the cooldown to be ready, and you shoot, and then someone outlast hits you right before, and you're like, for fuck's sake!
I got it.
Oh shit!
It's going down, it's going...
Didn't even flinch. I legitimately did not see that assassin coming. Oh shit! Motherfucker, where the hell did you come from?
I need more ammunition.
A lovely potion.
For Lilia.
Fish.
You don't even understand the level I was prepared for that. I just pretended like I would. No.
Ammunition. I see a way across the chasm.
Woo, 360.
So jumping thing you do here, I have no idea what you do. You get to a ledge somewhere.
Oh yeah, over here on the right side, right here.
Never been there. There's a horde now. I see.
Be careful though. It can be a pretty dangerous position to be in sometimes. Just so you know. Okay, let's go everyone. Since we are all doing it, and one more. Woohoo! I believe I can fly. Oh, extra strength pot over here. Oh, an extra healing down there. Haha. I'm gonna be a greedy motherfucker and just grab it.
Jump, Damafu!
Your fire is feeding Sienna.
2 flags.
Shit.
I got it.
Big place time.
That escalated.
Sorry.
Only fight harder with that standard up. Missing all stopping about.
There's a bomb on my body if you want to circle back round.
Don't let me die with my boots on. I killed the hook rat. Ocean's going down me gob.
I love that.
Get across the bridge.
No! Damn it, I did not dodge that in time. I'm dead.
There's a purple pot on the hill.
Oh, really?
That's a gas rat.
No, I'm not gonna make that.
Believe. Shame.
Damn it, no, if I knew that was a purple pot, I actually thought I looked up there and didn't see one. Damn it. I should have just gone for the purple pot. I could have reached it. That was stupid. No. I wanted to make that amazing shot on the loot rat, like, hey, one shot. No regrets.
That was a good effort.
Battle Wizard used to have a super weird tank build. Yeah, back when you could get 100% block cost reduction, it was so funny. Like you could have literally like a double chaos patrol, but if none of them pushed you, like I recall having this 30-second clip where I had the dagger and I was just doing like this, just blocking, and you could literally hear the sound of continuous attacks going, you know, and just being blocked, no problem, not even losing one stamina. But the moment one pushed you, poof, it would break your block, and you would just get smashed.
Yo guys, bye, I have to go. I have to work tomorrow, so have a
Oh,
nice
well, thank you so much for joining, man. Much appreciated.
Yeah, wanted to say big fan, PK, big fan.
Oh, I can't believe I have fans. It never ceases to amaze me. It really, I mean that. I know that sounds cringe, but I genuinely mean that. When people use the word fan, I'm like, I can't. I just make
Yeah.
videos. Like,
I really hope you get a little bit wet. So have a nice evening.
You make videos that are banned in China.
thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so much. Are you part of the Party Knives Discord? People play looking for a group channel, yeah. Gaming I still think it's one of the toughest classes so far. 30% CR from 40% bark skin plus insane temporary HP generation. Wait, what hero are we talking about? Ironbreaker is my main, but the Battle Wizard. Oh yeah, the Battle Wizard. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so yeah, GG's. I think I'll go back to lurking in chat if there's more people who want to play.
Lenny Lurker.
Kribber, do you really plan on
Yay, the Party Knife read my comment. Of course.
under one of his thumb?
I try the best. Stop it, you. I try the best I can to keep up with the chat. It's it's hard when you're mid game. But if I miss something, just repeat it. I don't mind one bit. If I missed something important.
But yeah, it was a pleasure again, once again.
Oh yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for joining, Razor X. We still have a deal that we we need to do a twins run at some point.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm in
For a video. We'll see if we can do that like maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow actually.
Sure. Like late
I
at night.
won't have a lot of time tomorrow because I need to finish the FOV guide. But assuming we're both on point, then I'm pretty sure we can get a run in.
I'll make some coffee. When do you think you can play tomorrow?
Almost definitely in the evening, but I don't know when in the evening exactly.
Yeah. What's evening for you?
That's like after 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
if that's of course, but I would just say be in the Discord. Like if you're in the Discord, then
Yeah.
because often I'll be in this on Steam and it's so hard to respond to people that, but on Discord I'm active all day. I'll check it at most. It'll be an hour in between me checking at most. So if you're in there, then I'll see it for sure if you message me.
Yeah, I'll leave this spot open. I think there's plenty of people who still want to play if you're playing.
Let's see. So yeah, I'll try to set that up then. Let's see here.
That was good fun, Bishop.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh yeah, it really was. Thank you so much for joining, man. Much appreciated to both of you. Hello, Mark.
Yeah, the gaming zebra.
Master Mark.
Sorry if I jumped in there.
No, Master Mark. Good to see you, my friend.
Yes, wonderful.
Was too newbie, but thanks for playing. No, man, no problem, Darkstall. Yeah. Again, I did say very clearly that this wasn't about a gaming zebra. No, this wasn't about like trying to do amazing things. Like I feel like sure, sometimes I don't want to play with less experience. Like sometimes, but it's only very specific things. If I'm trying to do weave, 120 plus, then I probably don't want to have someone on the team who isn't skilled enough for that, because that's going to be really frustrating. But as I said, honestly, I don't mind. When we're just playing here, we're playing to have fun, and it doesn't matter. Well, your skill level doesn't matter if you're just trying to have fun, really. The partner for showing me the perks of Battle Wizard and teaching me to play this awesome piece of. Aw, thank you so much, man. I much appreciate that, the Raven. Thank you so much. And you're most welcome. I try the best I can, but I'm glad. I'm just glad that people seem to find it useful and actually enjoy it. So thank you so much for the nice words, man. Much appreciated. And yeah, you did just fine, Darthol. Just fine. Wait, what was I? I was at oh yeah, here we go. At Kemifu on Steam, and I can join. Oh, that was over an hour ago. Okay. Damn it. Let's see what schedule match. That's also from before. I'm so far behind. All chat. We gotta get some people playing Minecraft though. It would be so much fun. So much time would be wasted. Emphasis on like I used to play a lot of Minecraft. I actually have it downloaded and installed at the moment. We can do a Minecraft play session sometimes. I'm up for that. I once built a 6 square million block home in Minecraft when I was younger, and then I haven't played it for like several years. But I can frick with Minecraft. Let's see here. Meme glitch ups. What is beta? That's what you are if you are a simp. That's what's beta. No. Uninstall. So do we have anyone else who wants to join? Because otherwise, I know Bunny Honey also wanted to join. When a fat shark wants to fuck up the game, but not have the entire player base screaming, they make a beta. And that didn't work out. Everyone screamed equally. Personal skill is a bit overrated in this game. Understanding roles and trying to fill this role is better. Yeah, totally agree. PartyKnife, what class do you feel could solo/carry the best? I mean, solo, there's no doubt. It's the Handmaiden or the Battle Wizard. Potentially Shade as well. Like if we're just talking a normal map where you need to get from A to B, undoubtedly Handmaiden. Like Handmaiden is the best solo hero overall. After that, you have some mixture of Shade and Battle Wizard coming in after that. In terms of carrying the team, I think that's a Battle Wizard because of the, like, if you know what you're doing, because you can stagger so much. It can be it can also be a Zealot or a Witch Hunter Captain, again the stagger with the billhook, anything that can keep your team alive. So it can also be a Handmaiden. It's just that most people don't play Handmaiden that way, but it can definitely be a Handmaiden. I think the heroes that are best at carrying in the sense of a team essence is definitely the heroes that can keep everyone alive, so you don't get overwhelmed. Because no matter how well you play, like, you will sometimes just get hit in the face by an assassin, right? Sometimes you don't have the option to block. You're in a position where you cannot get out of that position for the timing of the assassin. You're locked in, maybe not entirely, but you can't dodge the angle, whatever it might be. You might not even be able to see it, right? So yeah, not being on your own is for sure the best way to win. Yeah, we have some spots open. Should have probably mentioned that. If anyone wants to join, you're more than welcome to. Even if you've already been here earlier and played earlier, if there's no more spots and no more new players to fill the spots, then you're also welcome. Not all. Thanks for the game. Oh, thank you so much, V8 Steadpour. Thank you for joining. Much appreciated. Thanks for joining the Swagger Decker squad. And I don't. Let's see. A lot of people start farming green circles on legendary and always dying on Kata. True that. True that.
World works.
Yeah, it's not even emphasis on player skill. It's the emphasis on the need to show that skill, right? It's this, you know, who has the bigger penis syndrome, right? No, it really is. Like, it really is that. It's. I'm telling you guys, it's that basic, and I know it is because I've been guilty of it myself. It's that, you know, once you're really good at the game, like, you ain't playing to win. You ain't playing for items. You're playing to show everyone else that you're fucking amazing at the game. And in order to do that, you need green. You know, you think you need green circles, and thus you have to constantly be the guy furthest ahead, because that way you can grind as many kills as possible. And that's just bad overall for the karma of the team, right? Because everyone else feels like they're trying to catch up to you. It's just, yeah, it's just bad overall, really.
You're learning this man is obsessed with his own swag.
Exactly. So at least that's how I see it. That is my interpretation of the facts.
Yeah, typically the best runs you have in this game is when everyone's working together.
For sure, for sure. It always strikes me, like, sometimes I'll be amazed over how easy something really hard feels when you have a like a proper team that works together. Like, sometimes doing weaves with my weave team, like, we have some runs with, like, oh, that was easy. Where you literally didn't feel like, wasn't that was pretty basic. Where it feels basic, but that's the teamwork. That's because we've played together so long, and for so many games that we know how everyone plays, and of course, we all fuck up once in a while, but generally speaking, that's why we can just glide through it fairly without too many issues. And yeah, as mentioned, sometimes those things I'll try the same weave with another team of potentially, if not equally skilled players, then around the same, at least up there, and it'll just feel impossible suddenly, and I'll be baffled and be like, what is going on? Why is it so hard? It felt so easy last time, right? And yeah, that's probably the teamwork.
When Weaves first came out, and I was grinding them out before Borderlands 3 released, I did I think it was like up to Weave 60 something with a friend.
That's
and then
amazing.
more people wanted to join in, and it somehow felt like it got harder with more people because the 2 people that joined in didn't like we haven't really played together before, so like the teamwork wasn't there. So like, even with less people, it somehow got harder.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you're not on the same page, again, if you're trying to catch up to someone else, constantly moving ahead, you'll be put into uncomfortable positions, rather than the two of you that just constantly know to check each other's backs.
Oh no, you should. I'm shooting him in the back, but it just worked out.
I see what you did there. Hey, what up, Insane Scientist?
I mean, hey, as long as I'm the only one person attacking his back, it works out.
Yeah, that's true, but it's also a good point Insane Scientist has, that sometimes good players just don't get together. I don't know how you want it, but I get what you're saying. Sometimes you have too many good players that all want to be the best player, and it ends up just being a catastrophe, right? Because you might not be on the same page. One person wants the save route, another wants to rush, and it's not that anyone is inherently bad. It's just that, yeah, again, you're not on the same page, and not being on the same page in this game, can prove to be
In a
difficult.
game that has a lot of things about positioning, people having different views on where to position can be really bad. You don't, either work together on that same idea or plan it out beforehand.
No,
Which is why
I agree.
Pub lobbies typically can be a lot more difficult than playing with friends.
I actually recently I had done a bunch of recordings that I meant to make it into like a guide series, but fairly low effort guide series that was supposed to be about all of the maps and where to position as a team. But I don't know. I actually I deleted those clips very recently when I was cleaning my PC, because I didn't think that I don't know. I felt like doing a positioning guide for each map. I wasn't sure if people were actually going to resonate with that. If it was ever going to, because again, if you're in the context of quick play, it doesn't really matter if you know where to position if your team doesn't follow. If you,
It's like learning positions. Everything can be more troublesome if the people you're playing with don't intend on going there. Because then your automatic reaction is you're going to head straight there until you turn around and go, no one's there. And then it's either you try to hold out for as long as you can, or slowly make your way back to the team. In cases like Handmaiden, where you kind of can just do it, which is why Handmaiden is a really nice pub class, because you can kind of just make your way back to the team wherever you are.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Which is why I played a lot of Handmaiden when I was playing a lot of pubs back in the day.
Handmaiden's probably my main as well, due to the amount I played solo on the modded realm and in general. And her guide is also going to be one of the next ones after the green light. Again, my plan is Cata guide this Friday, and FOB guide, FOB guide this Friday, and then the next big guide I'll be trying to finish is going to be the Grail Knight, because I feel like I have the content for it now. I have the pieces, they just aren't put together yet. But I have several of the recordings, I have done the research, so I just need to, put it all together. Game series without 2 spots remaining. I'll be filling with mods. I won't be talking if I'm in late. Yeah, no problem.
I feel like, Handmaiden's probably my favorite class in the game, but not my most played. I guess probably goes to Zealot, because he's just so good in so many scenarios. But also, like, how am I getting in here?
No, sorry, it's just I had a question of which weave we found the hardest with my group, and I think so which one is that? It's one, at least one of the hardest is the one that's coming out probably tomorrow. I just need to. I was gonna do it today, but there just wasn't time to do the rendering before I had to, do this. But that's so that's the second last in this weave. So 119. It's been the hardest one I think so far. So we lost that a couple of times. Again, it was also the last one we did that evening, and everyone was pretty tired. But that's at least one weave where we had a little bit of struggle for a couple of runs. But it wasn't too bad. Let me see which other ones. There was one. One of the gold weaves. I think it's the first gold weave, the one that's on the Empire in Flames map. That was definitely also one of the ones we struggled the most with. So I think those two actually are the only two where we had like consecutive losses, like more than 2 losses in a row, as far as I remember. It might be 1 or 2 more where we had then 3 losses, but it's been very, very rare. Most of them we've been flying through on the first or at the very least second attempt. And let's see here. That's very true. I mean, the team games is that people need to do same no matter how bad it is.
I don't have a lot of experience in Waves because I was playing Borderlands a bunch when Waves was becoming a bigger thing in the community. Because I am addicted to that series and I have a problem. But it was definitely one of the later, I want to say orange waves, the ones that had the totems.
Those were the hardest one in Season 2, for sure. Those were the hardest in Season 2, no doubt. But they've been nerfed in Season 3.
Those were the waves that caused my group the problems.
Yeah, same here. Those were for sure the hardest in Season 2, undoubtedly. And also just want to comment on the Raven saying that he has a bunch of friends who comfortably do champ, and one friend farming Kata. And 90% of the time, he's the one with 1,000 kilometers ahead and farming green circles. And again, that's a really good point, because the thing is, if you have 3 players, if you have one person who considers his skill level to be, or perhaps it might be that his skill level is significantly higher than the rest of the team, then he's also the person who feels the need to have the green circles, you know what I mean? Because you ain't gonna care as much about your green circle, because if you don't get the high score, I mean, it's not you who's supposed to get them, if in quotation, right? So he's probably the reason he's probably doing that. Again, and he might not even notice it himself. And again, I've been guilty of it myself, so I'm not blaming anyone, but that's what often happens. If you feel like you're the one who should be carrying this game, then you're actually doing yourself a disservice by rushing ahead.
I will say there is one thing where the longer you take in this game, the more chances you have to lose resources. So most skilled players typically want to move through it faster because it's safer by not spending a lot of time at every single choke point and stuff like that.
Yeah, I
so
partially
that
agree.
argument can be said, but I have several points where I've been far ahead of people that are newer to the game and go, oh wait, I pushed a little too fast.
Yeah, exactly. That the thing is, even if you're right about the pushing fast thing, even if that is the case, that is just that's not an argument. If you have just one person on the team who's not in on that, then it doesn't work, and it's always going to be on the person who's rushing to not rush, not the other way around. Even if you could say that this guy's just too slow, like why is he constantly going to check that and this and that? But if you can't get him on your page, if you can't get him to go, then it's up to you to not leave him behind, period, in the story. Because he cannot catch up to you. And if you can communicate that that's what you... Yeah. If you care about the win, at least.
The more team-based games I've played out there.
And I think it's also a really good point that you made in Field Bishop. I mean, the thing is that team games is that people need to do the same strat no matter how bad it is. And exactly. And I recall learning that when I played Heroes of New Earth and being the captain of a team, that it's way more important. Like, it's much better to make the wrong choice, but to follow through, everyone on the same page as a team. Like maybe this was the wrong call, we were not supposed to go in here, but once the call is made, everyone better fucking follow through. That's much more important than either being and doing nothing, and it's also better than being divided and going no, but I don't think we should do that. Let's go over here. Like, and it's the same if one person drops down off one of those ledges where it's like, oh, we should not have done that. That was a really terrible idea that you jumped down there. Look, now you're surrounded. Yes, now you're surrounded, but now it's on the rest of the team, regardless of how stupid it is, whether or not it was intentional. It doesn't matter. Now it's on the rest of the team to follow through, because you can't get back up, so we kind of gotta jump down to you. And I think people also need that mentality in a lot of other aspects of the game. Again, it's always on you to make it the least worst scenario, right? The lesser of the evils. So
I feel like the best thing you could possibly do to help someone that's new to the game is not really to tell them what to do, but to just sit there and make sure they're, just going through at their own pace and then making sure they're not dying while doing so.
I'm making a video about that this very moment.
Stay behind the person that's learning.
Yeah, for sure. Oh wait, sorry, I will add you a gaming zebra. I was.
Yeah, like if they want to learn books, then help them learn books. If they want to know where to go, then give them the choices that it's available. But like, don't ever do that type of thing yourself. Just follow them. Because if you do a drop down, you look up and they're just kind of looking around because they don't really want to follow you down or something like that, it can really make it run a lot more difficult.
Yeah, I would say, generally speaking, from a more philosophical. Yeah.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, from a more philosophical standpoint, people seriously need to learn to stop like people feel like they have this right to tell others how to do things, even no matter how right they are, right? Again, guilty of it myself, especially when I was playing PvP games and MOBAs.
Oh yeah.
And what people seriously need to understand is that it doesn't matter what ranking it is. It doesn't matter how good you think that person should be playing at this level or whatever. It doesn't matter. You have zero right to tell another person what to do and how to play the game. Make a suggestion. If you can't get them to do what you want to do, then all you can do to mitigate the catastrophe, so to speak, is to try and do it their way. And again, if you're not willing to do that, then then you definitely don't have the right to tell them what to do, right? If you're not even willing to change your own behavior to fit how they are playing because you can't convince them or because they don't want to or whatever, it doesn't matter. If you aren't willing to make that change yourself, then how do you ever have the right to try and tell them how to play the game? It's like, give suggestions, but don't expect or that they I wouldn't say don't expect. Don't be offended or like don't assume that just because you are right about what you are saying that necessarily means that you have the sort of moral high ground in the argument or in telling others what to do. That doesn't matter. I agree, not telling them what to do, but how to do things. Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Give
there's
suggestions.
a few points where you should, like, I had a friend that put in like 200 hours and never knew that the beam staff had 3 attacks, and he would not believe me when I told it. Because like, there's a few things where if you kind of don't tell people, they will never find out by trial and error, because they'll just never expect it to be there. That friend only assumed the beam stuff was just the left click, the laser beam and then the shotgun. That there was never that alt fire to the primary. Put in 200 hours in the game. Some of these things, some people will not learn, and it's best to help them know that it exists. Whether or not they'll use it or not is up to them. But giving them the option to use it.
Yeah, exactly. In general, people are much more likely to listen to your suggestions if they are suggestions. The moment you tell another person how to act, the moment you give him a command, even if it's just a neutral statement about what you think he should do, and you put it out as you shouldn't do that, or this is how you want to do it.
If you want proof towards that, look at America right now. People, the government told people to wear masks, and now people don't want to.
Yeah,
and
but it's
there's
so
an entire
true.
thing going on about
It's
it
the
because
same
people
if you
don't
tell
want
someone
to.
they can't do something, you bet I want to do that, right? Like,
And
it's
it's human nature to completely screw over someone out of spite. We run off of spite.
and that's such a problem, I feel like. It really is.
I mean, there's
I didn't know about the
scenarios-
Beamstaff third attack until now. What?
Oh.
Well, there you
This
see,
is something
and you're
people
not
know
alone
in
on
this
that.
game
You're
because
not alone
there's
on
nothing
that.
that
I think a
tells you.
lot of people don't when they first start playing.
There's a lot of people that
Oh,
never
see
learn
this?
that, and then if
Some
no one ever tells them,
rings.
they kind of don't learn it because
See
there's
a round
nothing that
thing.
tells you. There's no way to learn it without having someone tell you. You just accidentally do something and go, wait, that's a new animation. What did I just do?
And yeah, I wouldn't even say play around teammates. I would try to say play with teammates the best that you can. Again, of course, if there's no other option, if someone is just retarded and just does whatever he wants and it's really stupid, then of course. But then there's no reason to keep being bothered by it. Field Bishop.
Swiftbow Elf in the back usually fixes a lot of the problems.
Yeah, for sure. That's also one of the things. If you want to jump up a difficulty, the first advice I would give is try to make sure you're never the furthest behind and never the furthest ahead, and that's a really good place to start.
Moving is the best thing you can do in this game. Now, there's scenarios where it's worse, as in you're on a bridge and there's an assassin coming and suddenly everyone's off the bridge except one person, but they're grabbed. But this is kind of a thing you learn over time through experience. You hear that assassin noise and you look and you see, oh, everyone's in the same square foot. We should probably space out just a little bit. But you can't really teach someone that. They have to learn it over time. Through repetition.
Yeah, I tried the best I could
And
in
getting screwed over on bridges over and over again.
the thing I call the video I kind of clickbaity called the most important thing in Vermintide, and it was about movement. The entire guide.
Yeah, positioning is the biggest point you can make in this game. I can say that without a doubt. Because
Can you
one
show the
person
beam
can hold
staff
off a lot
alt-fire
of
and
things
choose
if
now?
they
Yeah,
just
sure,
know
I can do
where
that.
to stand and like how to fight what they're doing. Like, you can have an entire group fall to a champion level Chaos Patrol if they're, you know, in the wrong place at the wrong time, or you can have one person on Cataclysm fight a single Chaos Patrol at like the same skill level, but they're just in the better position and they know better how to fight it.
Yeah, that's true. And again, precision it's a neutralizer to your skill requirement, so to speak. Like you the better your
It
teamwork
raises
and
the
positioning, the less
floor,
skill
but
you need.
raises also the skill cap, so
just-
it's better for everyone.
Okay, so the three attacks you have the left click. It's just the laser that applies the dot. Then you have the really high cost, the shotgun attack. And then you have the sniper attack, which is the one not everyone knows about, which is probably the best and most useful of the three attacks, which requires that you hold down the beam first, and then you right click. And what the way, like, you can do it like this as well, but essentially you need to be firing left click first. This is being very precise about it. But most of the time, with an assassin, for example, you use left click. As soon as you hit him, you have him where you want. He's staggered, but it takes a long time to kill him with left click. So while you're holding the left click, then you right click. And it deals high armor damage. It's the attack you want to use versus Storm Vermins. It's the attack you want to use versus Armored Elites and Armored Specials to headshot. Because the headshot, you can see the armor damage is really good. And it's really precise. And you can fire it a lot quicker than most people do. Like, you want to aim it first, of course. Most people would do something like this, right? Where they just start out with the laser, and then they right click after. But really, if you practice it, you can actually, like, do like that. And then it's actually almost like, yeah, sniping with a bow that can shoot faster. It's like high precision, it works at really long range. It's really good for headshot, again, because the attack is so precise. So, yeah, it's a really good sniper attack.
Yeah,
So that's
Sienna
how
has
that
so
works.
many good staffs because of how many different scenarios you can fill with them.
I feel like Beam is slightly overbalanced with beta shotgun costs. It's crazy. Yeah, I've seen. I haven't tried it myself, but when I read a reduction to 33% to the overcost charge of this attack, I was like,
Huh.
God damn, that seems like an over. What's it
That
called? Overbalance.
a little
Like,
over on some things. Great.
I love Beam with Battle Wizard, 250% dot damage challenge, and Barrage. Shots have no start to boss
Yup,
damage. and you-
that's one
Yeah,
of the
for sure.
main
Like the
kills.
boss damage you can do, excuse me, like that is insane for sure. I don't think it's the most viable way to do it because it's heavily, again, the value of that is heavily focused on the boss damage, right? So I don't think it is the strongest build, but it's not a bad build, and it's not. Again, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it because it's fun as hell to just go melding, boss melding. So yeah, I can totally get behind that.
You just really want to hear that headshot noise a million times over before a boss dies.
Yeah.
It has a lot of fun builds in her disposal.
It goes from 6 shotgun bursts to 9 in beta. Holy shit. Well, you mean without thermal? Oh, without thermal it goes from 6 to 9. Okay,
yeah,
okay, I get it. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of insane.
The beta buff the shotgun heat thing for both Bard and Sienna. Right click for the dual pistols. Also got the, I think it's the same buff, I might be wrong about that.
Oh, my ass hurts. That was probably my collarbone, but not my ass, but
What do you mean, your butt isn't resting on the top of your abdomen?
nah, I need a better chair. Oh, I almost, like when I was out purchasing my new mouse and keyboard, I was this close to spending 3,000 kroners on a chair. That was just, oh my god, it was so good. I just sat down, I was like, oh my god, my butt is in another dimension. But but then I stopped for a moment and thought, my parents really try to make me, you know, be responsible with my money. Understandably, especially since I'm not making a living yet, right? I'm kind of, you know, I'm still in the limbo of, can I get this to be my main source of income? And I thought, is a new chair specifically necessary? Like, I needed a keyboard because my keyboard was fucked up, and I sort of needed a mouse because my mic was sort of broken. And I need a new PC and I need a new screen because that's all just trash. And that's really stuff that makes a difference regarding making videos and streaming. But the chair, it's like, let's just get to the point where I can pay my rent with YouTube, and I'll look into the new chair at that point.
What's more important to house or my chair?
And no, it's not, like, I could purchase it and it wouldn't be an issue for quite a while still. Like, I'm fortunate enough, blessed enough. I mean, blessed sounds like I'm speaking religious. That's not what I mean. I'm fortunate enough, that's the right word, to be in a position where I can do this for quite a while without having to worry about having a daily income. But that doesn't mean that doesn't worry me. Again, the smartest thing about having money saved up is that you want to, you know, keep it saved, right? So it can grow over time, and so your finances can look decent. And especially since YouTube is, let's say, not a safe endeavor. Even if you're successful, you never, like, I know it sounds like YouTube has been around forever and like it's going to be around forever, but no one knows that, right? Like, it seems solidified in rock that YouTube is the thing, but really you never know. Like, you never know when the next thing is going to arrive and make YouTube obsolete, and that feels unreal. Like, what would that be? What could possibly make YouTube obsolete, right? But that's the thing, we don't know. But I guarantee you, it's not going to be around forever. Like, that's for sure. So yeah, even as someone who makes YouTube videos, you wanna, it's a good idea to, you know, make sure you're set. As a physiotherapist, or I have to ask, is your current chair supporting your lumbar spine? Is it comfortable to sit hours and hours without back pain? If yes, or mostly yes, then chair can wait. Yeah, I don't have back pain at all. This was more like, you know, I was just sitting. It's just because, you know, I'm fairly skinny, so it was just, I just wasn't sitting very well before. I also have 2 pillows, so generally speaking, my ass is fine until I've been sitting for, like, sometimes after like a 24-hour like just of editing and recording, then my butt will hurt slightly. But generally speaking, I think I'm okay.
24 hours of recording and editing sounds really hard.
Oh, like, every time I release a guide, like, every time I release a guide, like an extensive guide, such as the mastery guides or the recent monster guides like that, I never finish them on like, oh, so I just needed this little bit and then I'm finished and I'll do that tomorrow. No. Every time I finish one of those guides, I've been working for 20 hours straight. I guarantee you. And then it's the thumbnail and the upload and the title and the description and all those things. And then usually I'll stay awake for another hour or two just to respond to the initial comments, and then I'll pass out on my bed and I'll read the rest the next morning. That's usually how I work. I don't know why. Is it the most optimal? Probably not. But that's how I get it done. So yeah, I don't know. It works for me, I guess.
Work ethic to not have one at all, I guess.
You know, I've always been the type, like, to give you a story, an example. In the third year in gymnasium, right, which is like the final year, and we had a subject called technology history, which was about it wasn't really history as much as it was. I mean, there was a bit engineering in it, and a bit, so yeah, mixture of history and engineering would be a good way to do it. And we had the final report on which our grade would be based. Like literally the score you got in this report was the score you got on your grade certificate, which you need for university, right? So your part of your overall average would be calculated based on this grade, and it was all based on that report. And we had, I think, a month and a half to make this report. Like we even had school hours where we were given time to work on the report. And I'm not fucking around. I'm not kidding. I swear to God, this is true. The day before the assignment was due to be on his desk the next morning, right? After school, right? So we're talking. I went home from school. It's maybe 10 or 11 in the morning, right? And this report has to be there next morning, 8 o'clock. I've written 4 pages on fighter planes, and I just decide I cannot write a report about fighter planes. I just could not find them. I don't know. I couldn't. I changed the subject the day before. I decided, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to write about windmills. And you might be like, why the fuck would you write about windmills? That sounds like the most boring shit ever. And it was. And that's why I didn't pick that initially. But that's what had the most literature in our book and the easiest reference points, so on. And I sat down literally from 11 o'clock in the morning until 7 o'clock the next morning, right? So like 20 hours straight. I went through 3 full coffee, what's it called? Carol, yeah. 3 full coffee, what do you call them? Things of coffee. I stood up 3 times to take a piss in 20 hours. Otherwise, I was doing nothing but writing for 20 hours straight. And I got the equivalent of an A+ on my report. My friend told me when I came in that morning, and he was so worried, because he knew where I was at the day before in school. And he just looked at me like, is your report finished? Like, yeah. I wrote 36 pages of like, you know, with reference points, everything, like the entire report just written, because I work well under pressure when it comes to things like, I just realized if I don't finish this report, I'm failing the subject, right? And like this is like, we've had a month and a half. It's gonna be so fucking like, I better get to fucking work now. And that's when I work the best. That's when I know, okay, shit is real now. I need to pull myself the fuck together. That's when I work well. That's when I just go into this just tunnel mode of just super productiveness. And that's usually how I get, the big guides and stuff like that done. That's just probably not healthy, but that's, I don't know. 90%.
We are slowly killing you. Good.
For sure, but I don't know. But yeah, I always thought that was a funny story, because literally, it's the power of procrastinate. Exactly, I would procrastinate and I just wouldn't get anything done. But I never ever got a bad grade because of it. It was all like I would always be so bothered, but then the day before I would pull it together and get a good grade anyways. So yeah, I'm not gonna recommend doing that to anyone else. But anyways, were we doing a final game, or did we have 3 people? We had the Zebra who wanted to join. Let me see here. Yeah, sorry. I go off on a rant.
Muck and he who should not be named join chat.
Oh, nice. You're also here. Good to see. So, Muck, are you joining as well? Living is slowly killing us all. Yeah. Have you seen that meme? Like a really worried face, and then it's like, what if oxygen is really poisonous, and it's just slowly killing us? Only it takes no. What if oxygen is poisonous, but it just takes 80 years to kill us? Like, mind blown.
Life is a terminal disease.
Indeed. And the thing is, oxygen actually is kind of poisonous to most.
Anything is bad for you in high doses, no matter what it is.
Yeah, that is true. Exactly. Anything can kill you in the wrong doses. That is true. But oxygen as a substance is actually pretty reactive, and most life don't like oxygen.
Ever seen liquid oxygen get lit on fire? It is one of the most flammable things out there.
Yep. And like, things rust. Like iron and metal will get fucked because of oxygen. That's how reactive it is. That's Keanu Reeves. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, exactly. It's Keanu Reeves. It's that one where he's like, yeah, true that. Nice one, Phil Bishop. You are entirely correct. I used to be like that in university a lot. Didn't get a good consistent work until the third year. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I've never been... If something bores me, then I'm really bad at consistency. It's like... And also, I'll tell myself this story about why I don't need to be bothered with this thing that I clearly am not going to use. Like, if it's a subject that doesn't interest me and that's really not part of what I want to study, I just keep telling myself that, why am I wasting why would I even waste my time with this? I don't need this. This is stupid. Why would I analyze a poem? And then the day before, it's still like, fuck, I need the grade, for fuck's sake. Although I would miss, like, my absence in terms of reports and also physical presence was... heavily in the subjects that I didn't care about. Like I recall we once had in the gymnasium we switched Danish teacher, and we had this Danish teacher who was teaching us yoga, right? And like I just recall 10 minutes into the lesson, like I'm not even trying to downturn yoga. In retrospect, I could actually see why, but in the moment, I just recall going, I'm in school. You're telling me I got here at 8 o'clock in the morning to learn stuff, and we're doing fucking yoga. I just got up, I tried to sneak out when she wasn't looking, because, you do weird stances, right? And you'll do some where the head is back. And I got up, I sneaked all the way back to because it was a big hall, like it wasn't in our classroom. And I sneaked out open, and I went out for a cigarette. I came back, like once we were finished, because it was only for like the first maybe 15 minutes, sorry. It wasn't like for a full hour or anything. And my friend was just like, dude, you do know that once she realized you had sneaked out, she literally stopped the class and was like, where's Michael at? and got really, really pissed that you had just left without saying a word. Because I managed to get out without her noticing. And yeah, she never liked me again after that.
So this was your first time in that class, right?
Yeah, it wasn't the first Danish lesson, but okay. It was one of the first, yeah.
Or it's like, if this is the first time this teacher's ever met you, and then
no.
Look where I exactly saw that you were missing. It's like, wow,
generally,
she's really attentive as a teacher.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. 'Cause I'm really sneaky in the regard that I know how to make a good impression, even if it's a teacher whose subject I know I don't like. Then, especially when that's the case, you can be absolutely sure the first 3 lessons I have with that teacher, I will nail it. I will be active. I will be right up there in the front, so they get a good impression. And then slowly I will fade into obscurity in the back, so I can just do nothing, right? Especially when it's a subject I'm not interested in. Then I'm really deceptive when it comes to that. I think it's something I wouldn't say my mom has taught me because it's never been specific, but it is something I've learned from her. She's a lawyer, right? And like the power of persuasion and argument and like how people perceive you is always something I think I've been fairly decent at. Like, also like pretending to be way smarter than I am. Like I think I don't want to sit and like praise myself because that's just, you know, that's super what's the word, egocentric, narcissistic. That's the word, narcissistic. I do think it's a good idea to love yourself and like yourself, but that doesn't mean you have to be a dick about it, right? But what I was trying to say is I think myself that I'm smart, but I probably can I'm probably really good at coming across as if I am way smarter than I actually am. And again, that's not me saying that I am dumb, because I could be wrong about this. Again, I genuinely think, relatively speaking, that I'm fairly smart. Again, that sounds so narcissistic to sit and say, but I would also don't want to lie. I want to be honest. I think I'm smart. I could be wrong, but I think I am. But I also think I'm really good at coming across as if I am even smarter than I actually am, if that makes sense. Sort of I don't know. I'm just trying to be honest. I'm just trying to explain. I don't want to sit and like praise
Better
myself or
to
anything.
believe in yourself than to not.
That's what I mean. I think there's a difference between being narcissistic and like, I think it's, to me, a narcissist is not someone who thinks they're the greatest. Because trust me, I think I'm the greatest. Again, but I also know in the context, like, I don't pretend like I'm the greatest. Because I know I'm not. But I think about myself as if I am, if that makes sense. And I think that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing to sort of be overhyped about liking yourself and thinking you're really great at everything, even if you're not. It's a good starting point as long as you're also realistic about whether or not you are great. Like if you presented with a new challenge, thinking, I'm gonna nail that. I always thought I was good at that. That's a good initial starting point for actually ending up doing well on this thing, whatever that thing might be. It's a good way to sort of be engaged. And if you think, I'm probably not gonna be so great at this, then for sure you aren't. As long as you don't, it's not in a show-off way, you know what I mean? As long as it's not in a, I'm really trying to put this into the right terms, because I think there's a big difference, again, between thinking inside your own head that you're the best, and then going, I'm the best. That's not the same, in my opinion. You can be humble in the face of others, whilst still in your own head thinking you're the best, if that makes sense. Like there can be room for others, assuming you're a person who can still praise others for what they do and still, again, you can think you're great inside your own head as long as you're not constantly shoving it in other people's faces and also am capable of recognizing it in others. Then I think narcissism in that context is a good thing. Skill thing, but if you start praising yourself and everything, there's like, again, not in the way Donald Trump does it, right? That's horrible. No one likes that. Again, I think you should praise yourself about the things you are good at, and I think you shouldn't be too hard on yourself mentally about the things you're not good at, but you should definitely also be critical and should want to be better at everything. I don't know. That's just how I look at it. Maybe it doesn't work for everyone. Maybe, people's minds are different, for sure.
A very good thing to know is everyone has to start somewhere.
Oh, for sure. But I think one really hard to talk about subject for a lot of people, I don't think it's that difficult to talk about, because I think it's a fact. But it's a fact, a very sensitive fact, let's put it that way. But it is just a fact that, genetically speaking, the one person is never gonna, no matter how much you teach or try, it's a genetic fact that one person is never gonna be able to be as good at something as another person. No matter how hard I try to run, no matter how much I run, it is physically not possible for my body, genetically speaking, to ever become as good as what's his name? The Jamaican speed...
Usain Bolt?
Usain Bolt, exactly.
However, there's a lot of people that can't genetically do that, so
Yeah,
you're not
yeah,
alone there.
I know, right. But that same way, it is just a fact that most people cannot become quantum physicists. No matter how much you try to delete them, some people will just not have the mental capacity to become a quantum physicist, like doing quantum mechanics, and that's another side of the same thing. And I think people are too. They're very. This might only be in Denmark or in Scandinavia in general, but I think we're very, especially with kids when they're young, we don't want to differentiate. We don't want to say, you're smarter, you're better at this, so we're gonna raise you up. Generally, and I can understand why to a certain extent, but we really don't want to differentiate people of the same year, like people that are equally old. You're 7 years old, you're 7 years old. Okay, this person seems like they're going to be great at math, this part not so much. I think it would be better to have them in 2 different math classes. Elevate one, because otherwise you're holding them back, and keeping the other at a level where they don't feel like they're getting left behind. And I think we, at least in Denmark, I know, are very bad at that. We don't want to tell one person that they're better than another person at a specific thing. You know what I mean? There's this... I don't know how to put it. I don't know if it makes sense. Again, I'm not saying you should just accept if you suck at something. But... wait, I should maybe read the chat. I've been rambling for so long. Holy shit.
I can tell you one thing though, at least where I live in Colorado, like the Central America, we definitely do a lot of that.
Like a lot of not... please explain.
Like, telling kids like which classes they should take, like depending on how smart they were in the subject that they were doing. Teachers will go on that as soon as possible. And try to split people around to get the classes where they think they'll go best.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, it's been done so much that's now like expected at this point.
Yeah.
Like you want to be the kid that gets moved up into the honor class instead of being the kid that does not. That's the type of thing now, where it is like a breeds competition type of deal.
Yeah, I think healthy competition is a good thing.
Yeah.
Like for sure. Like, where did we have one of the most technologically sort of fruitful eras was the Cold War? Why do you think? Competition. Not all competition is bad, although in that case it was for the wrong reasons, I would say.
America made it to the moon.
But I just want to comment on Insane Science is saying that, fun fact I learned recently, gamers have been found in studies to have a 10 to 20% higher IQ than the general population. I wouldn't dismiss that finding entirely, but I would put in that it is also highly likely that as a gamer, it's not necessarily about IQ. I think it's highly likely that you will excel at IQ tests as a gamer rather than necessarily have a higher IQ, because as a gamer, much of what an IQ test is based on, not everything, but a lot of it is things like pattern recognition, and a lot of that is something you sort of practice in gaming a lot of the time.
Yeah, there's a lot of games that are basically made off doing such a thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like even things like the speed at which you select the thing you decided to select is going to be more effective, more efficient.
There's an entire
as a
battle
person who
royale
plays a
based
lot of
around
computer.
the new Tetris game.
Sorry?
Tetris 99? There's an entire game effectively based around that type of subject, Tetris 99.
Dude,
where it's just a bunch of people fighting together for pattern recognition.
I am a Tetris master. I'm just saying. Have you ever played Tetris, Facebook Tetris, like this, where you could play against each other, right? I remember in the gymnasium that I got all the way up to rank 100, which is the maximum in every version of the of the game. And I learned once that it was developed as a Russian. It was a game that was developed for Russian cosmonauts to improve their critical thinking ability in the domain of mathematics, like increase their ability to, how do you put it in proper terms, like their geometric mathematical thinking sort of elevate that. I'm not saying that that's what it does necessarily, but it was an attempt to sort of elevate the cognitive mathematical abilities of their cosmonauts. Interestingly enough. And when I learned that, I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to play that because I wanted to be an astronaut. Like, so I was like, I'm going to be the best at Tetris.
Hey.
And then when you got the versus mode with, PvP against other people from my class, I got competitive. I was like, ain't nobody beating me in Tetris. I would take that way too seriously.
I failed at Tetris. I started going into Sudoku instead. I work better with numbers than I do patterns.
No, while playing
I am
PS
not a good
games
Tetris player.
are slow. Are shown to track many more. Yeah, that's true, Muckluck. That gamers can generally track more objects on a screen than non-gamers. There's a difference between narcissistic and confident. Yeah, that's also true, Lorraine. Narcissistic and confident isn't the same, but I think confidence is inherently narcissistic. It's just a matter of how you express it and your awareness about it. Like, again, what I mean is I can think inside my head that I'm the best while still knowing that I'm not. I don't know if that makes sense. I can be like, damn, I'm good, while still knowing that, I know I'm not the smartest. I know I'm not the fastest. I know I'm not the best at this thing. Yet I can still think, God, I'm great. You know what I mean? And being able to do that is different than being actually narcissistic. But there is a narcissistic quality to confidence, because confidence is inherently assuming you are good at stuff, even though you might not be certain that you are. Or at least appearing confident.
There's a way to put it. If you've ever had a situation in the game where you played and you did something in that type of game that would be very noteworthy, and you just go back and go, wow, I can't believe I pulled that off type of deal. And it's like, sure, there's probably people that could have pulled that off better, but I was able to do that. There's situations where you feel happy that you're able to accomplish such a thing, and you feel that you're capable.
Yeah, for sure.
If I were to give a good example of Vermintide, it would probably be the first time I beat a map on Kata. Because it was a hellhole. It was not the best of scenarios, but it was when Kata came out, I tried getting Omens done. That was like
that was
one of the bigger goals.
I'll be the first to admit,
the run where we managed it, the group I was playing with, we had 3 different Minotaur spawns, and by the time we finished that, we had 3 without the final boss that was guaranteed. It was 3 actual just random boss spawns that were all Minotaurs beforehand.
I don't want to be that guy, but you can only get 2.
2, I know.
Before the 3rd.
But
it could have been a bug, because again, I've had 7 assassin spawns simultaneously in the same map, which also should not be possible.
I know
I will not exclude that it's possible.
It was 3 because every run before had 1 Minotaur random spawn and then the guaranteed one at the end. That usually caused a lot of wipes because people did not know how to fight the Minotaur at that point in time.
Yeah, and they didn't know that you don't even have to, technically.
Yeah, but it was the point where we had 3 because we had the 2 random spawns and then the actual spawn. And when we finished that, it was one of my happiest moments in this game. 1, because that means I never had to play Omen on Kata again. And 2, because I've never had that many monsters in a run before. Like, ever. I didn't even know it was possible to have multiple random spawns before that point in time.
I think...
I just never had those chances roll out.
Yeah, and it's an amazing feeling. I think the hardest struggle I've ever had in Vermintide, in terms of completing something, way before. This is before I had made the first YouTube video ever. So I'd never made a video before, and I was grinding the 500 deed icon, and it was before anyone knew. I don't know if it was a thing back then, but it was before I at least knew about this whole how do you change a deed to another map and all these things, right? It was way back right when the 500 deed icon was released. And I just, for for weeks, I could not find anyone that consistently wanted to do deeds with me. I have had so many deeds in my inventory, never really bothered to finish them until that point, and it was always, I would always play late at night, because at the time I had, I was doing stuff in the day. I wasn't in the same situation I am now. And that's when I decided to start soloing deeds, right? That's when I went in on the Handmaiden, and I started on a Fort Braxenberger deed until I was consistent at that, and I would solo deeds, right? And I got to a point where I had convinced myself, okay, there's no deed in this game that I cannot solo run on the official realm. Double Emperor didn't matter, done plenty of those. And then one day, I got 2 deeds, almost identical, on one of the few maps I hadn't soloed back then. Remember, all of the newer maps weren't there, right? So this was only the 13 original maps. And I got 2 Double Emperor's deeds on Hunger in the Dark. And they were identical except for the last mod. They were both Vanguard, double damage and double health. And then one was no pickups, and the others was extra specials. And I just refused to do anything but solo it, because I had never soloed a Hunger in the Dark deed before. And it was the Double Emperor. It was the last map that I hadn't done before. And I grinded for weeks, every day, 5 hours straight. I would just try to solo it until I figured out, how do I solve this puzzle? How the fuck do I get through? Like, you would just get stuck in. How do I get past the barrel part? And I have to, oh my god! And it literally for weeks. And the same day I soloed the first one, I also soloed the second one, because once I had the puzzle of how do I deal with all 3 bosses, how do I and how do I, when I learned you could skip the second part of the cart, so you could just jump over the thing. So you only had to do the first cart part where you have to put the barrels in, then you can just leave the cart from there. And then you still have to do the last cart part, but that hard part wasn't really that difficult in terms of, like, the dark part was the hard part, and the first boss spawn, which would spawn before the barrels. But once you had all that, yeah. And I recall I was so proud when I did that. I was like, fucking, yeah. I was really just one of those moments like, I am the best. That again, in my moment, I was like, ain't nobody ever done shit like that before. Like, no one ever did something as amazing in this game as that. And back then, I was playing way more than I am now. Like, back then,
I mean, at that point in time, there probably wasn't anyone that did a lot like that.
There probably weren't a lot, but I think they were there. They were there. I just didn't know about them. I think that's some of the speedrunners I've seen since. There definitely were others that have done similar, if not the same thing.
I mean, there was also one thing that still surprises me is that somehow, I think it was like within a week, someone completed all 500 deed things or something like that, and I was like, how the hell?
That sounds like a cheat. That sounds
like
someone.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, I remember there was a thing a while ago. It's like they actually messaged, like, I got it, and the devs themselves were like, how the fuck?
Because, again, if you just do the math, right, that almost definitely
I don't think
has
it was,
been
it might have been a month. I don't remember. All I know is that it was such a small amount of time that it was, like, far too crazy.
It's like, I grinded it as fast as I could. Like, the day it came out, I was like, I'm getting that icon, and I'm getting it first. That was my, I didn't get it first, but among the first. It was my, I really wanted that icon, and I recall it was the only thing I was grinding every time. In-game, play deeds, nothing else. And I think it took me over a month. And I was grinding them effectively. I was just, Handmaiden, 7-minute runs, depending on whether I got a boss. I would go in, when I ran out of deeds, I would go in, I would do a solo Fort Braxenbrugger run, and then I would open the map to public at the end with one Grim, one Tome, and then the people who then joined, I would spam a message like, here you go, free loot, whatever, I forgot what it was, but something about, well, thanks for joining, here you go, free loot, enjoy. And then I would ask them after, hey, you guys got some deeds? And, if you just gave free loot to someone, they'd be like, yeah, sure, I got deeds.
Yeah, I feel like that's the one thing I have not been able to manage to do is find people deed hunting wise, because I think over the entire time I've played this game, I've gotten around 100-something deeds, like total.
And yeah, I'm saying
like 1,100 hours, they're just far too rare to get it on your own. The 500 deed challenge. So it's like I should at some point have gone deed hunting with other people instead of using my own.
Yeah, that's true. I also, thankfully, I had a friend called Mankiller who, like half of his in-game levels are him suiciding, like going into a deed with me, killing himself, and then I would speedrun. We did that so much. Because that way I could double my deeds, and he was the dude I was playing the most with at the time. And yeah, 500 deeds counting 20 per minute is 7 days. 20 minutes per deed, sorry, yeah. But that's 20 minutes per deed for 7 days straight, right? That's no sleep, no nothing. No way, yeah, exactly. It's
human beings need sleep. No fucking way it was a week.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, we're gamers, we all have heard of the pee bucket, but like, you can't go to sleep and play at the same time.
Maybe dreams are just gaming in here.
I dream in Vermintide.
I have,
you heard of sleepwalking? I sleep Vermintide, man.
A really interesting way to look at like dreams and consciousness is that I recall it blowing my mind, but if you think about it, like reality is just your brain hallucinating based on inputs from the external world, like based on the constraints of inputs from the external world. And dreams at night are hallucinations that are not constrained by inputs from the external world. And that's your picture of reality. Like the world doesn't look like something. There's no inherent like something looking like something is an inherent subjective quality, because that's the interpretation of the data that your brain receives. But what something looks like, again, the same way that with colors that you can't explain it to a blind person, something doesn't look like something. Like that's not a physical quality. That is your brain hallucinating something based on inputs from the external world. I think that's kind of interesting.
And the thing is, like, no one really has like the same sight you do, so everyone's seeing something slightly different. And it's probably no one, like, if there actually is a way that thing's, it actually does look, no one will probably ever know about it because everyone sees it their own way.
Yeah, it's this thing about, how your blue could be my red and my red could be your blue, but we just picked the color and we decided we'd call that the same thing. Like, that's not the case. Like, it's extremely unlikely that is the case in that specific scenario, but the general idea behind it is true enough.
Like slightly darker shades for this person, slightly lighter shades for this person, versus the color palette is slightly different, but no one really knows the difference.
I'm curious how many people are here just listening to us talk. By the way, anyone is welcome to join the Discord. I don't know why we never got the game up and running, but yeah, 14 people. Yeah, it's fine. I'll admit it, my eyes also need some rest soon, but I'm sure heavy two stabbers. Yeah, but
you're the one in control.
I know. But I think it's so nice that we actually, like, just the fact that there are actually 14 people in here, just caring about, like, that's not bad for the first YouTube stream. I think it's been a complete success so far. And it's nice that there are actually people that seemingly, genuinely care about, people care about the world. I think a lot, like, but caring about the world and how it works is a luxury that not everyone can afford. Like, it's, if you have to worry about whether you can pay your rent this month, you don't have that luxury. If you have to worry about your mom having cancer, you don't have that luxury, right? So it's truly a luxury to be able to be in a position where you don't just have the time and the mental capacity and the existing knowledge requirements to sit and philosophize about. How the fuck do you say that? Philosophize? Is that a word? I'm not sure if that's a word. Yeah, I'm gonna use it anyways. Philosophize about these things in the world, but I think most people do care about the world, even if they have bad ideas that lead to bad outcomes. No one wants bad things. People who want bad things don't want bad things, if that makes sense. It's not that they want something that is a bad thing, but in their mind, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Otherwise, they wouldn't want it, if that makes sense. So I generally don't believe in good and bad, or like good and evil is a better, as a philosophical concept. There's no such thing as good and evil. There's just well-being. Because for something to be truly evil, I'm not saying that there aren't people who do evil things. There definitely are, but evil as a concept to me, like evil as a concept to me means the doing of something causing negative, the doing of something cruel and negative just for the sake of doing something cruel or negative. If you inherently think that the cruel and negative thing you do towards someone else, if it feels good to you, then you're no longer evil. You're doing something evil, but you're not truly evil. You're doing it as a matter of what you want to do, what makes you feel good. Like if you're someone who kills people because you get this delicious feeling inside, then you're not doing it for evil reasons. You're doing it because that's what your cognition and your inherently unfortunate psychotic brain is likes to do, right? So, but evil as a concept, as I don't think doesn't exist. Like, there's just nature, chaotic evil. Yeah, exactly. Evil is not a thing in my opinion. There's only, and the same with good. Like, we all make the decisions we think we have to make. We do whatever our brain tells us to do, no more, no less. There's only egoistic choices in the world. Like even the most selfless choice you can make, the most selfless decision or action you do, at the end of the day, you do that because you think that was the right thing to do. So even if you risk your own life totally selflessly for a stranger, you still inherently did it because you felt like that was the right thing to do. It wasn't because of some grander good. It was just in the moment you decided that person's life matters, and because that's the person you want it to be, right? You feel good afterwards about yourself because you did something selfless. Again, I'm not trying to take credit away from people doing that. I'm just saying that people philosophize, from Google, by the way, philosophize, speculate or theorize about fundamental or serious issues, especially in tedious or pompous ways. I guess I was right. Yay! Thanks for looking that up. That's pretty much precisely what I was doing. So, I don't know, it just sounded weird to my brain, philosophize. I don't know. But yeah. I don't know, I just want to try and make a difference. I really do. It might be a small difference, but again, that's not inherently good. It's just I would feel better about myself if I left the world in a slightly better condition than I otherwise, like, than when I arrived. I feel like if everyone just wanted to leave the world in a little bit better than when they came, like, just I arrived, I just slight incremental improvements because of me, and then I left, right? That's good enough for me. It really is. And we all want to do great things. Like, who doesn't want to do things like Elon Musk? Like, I would absolutely, like, if I had the option to make such a huge difference, I think most people would sign up right away. Like, sign here, make a great difference, make the world a better place. Sure. But I think it's better to realize what you can and cannot do. Not what you can and cannot do. What is, I mean, you gotta start somewhere, right? What are you likely to be able to make a difference with? And as it happens now, I've learned to make videos. That is one way to influence other people. And so I think that is one way I hope I say, that I can make a positive impact. Even, like, it doesn't matter how many people it is. If you can just, I mean, even if you have an audience and you can have a video that gets 10,000 views, if you just influenced 1 out of 10 there in a positive light, like in a positive way, that's a massive difference. Like, it really is. Which is also why I made that whole video, 500,000, where I tried to mention that I really try to be careful with my words and how what I say, which is a quality I think more YouTubers should have. And I thought that way before I started making videos. I should say that people sometimes, really a lot of people just don't deserve an audience, because people tend to forget that if people look at you and like if people look at if you're looking at someone making a video, it doesn't matter who it is, your audience, to some extent at least, even if you're dumb as fuck, if they think you're interesting and fun to look at, some of what they say will rub on onto you, whether or not you realize that you, even if you're not trying to, which is why there's so many dumb people with an audience where I'm like, stop it, stop, like, you can do dumb things, say dumb shit, but there's some topics then that you should just stay out of, right? Like if. And yeah, Phil Bishop, thank you so much for joining. It's starting to light up outside. Time for me to peace out. Yeah, understandably. It won't. I think I'll do the same momentarily. Thank you so much for joining in. It was an absolute pleasure to have you here. Thank you for being active in the chat. Yeah, thank you to everyone who's been here. Really, it's been an absolute pleasure. It was by far the most fun I've had streaming ever since I did Heroes of New Earth, which is ages ago. And I think I really needed that. I needed to have fun streaming, right? Because I feel like the last 2 times I streamed, I wouldn't say that I wasn't enjoying myself, but I wasn't entirely enjoying myself. Because I had I was lagging a lot more than I was today, and I had this constant, need to perform, and I wasn't relaxing. I tried to, but yeah, it wasn't the 2 most optimal streams, let's put it that way. So I think this went a lot better, and I had a lot more fun. And I hope I didn't preach way too much. Remember, technically I'm not an expert, so don't take my words for at face value. Oh no, take it at face value, as in do your own research as well. Like, I try the best I can to be objective, but again, I'm not going to pretend like everything I say is a fact, because that would be dumb to do, and you shouldn't either, right?
The fact that you enjoyed talking means it wasn't a complete waste of time. It was time spent that you had a good time having.
Yeah, but I genuinely do enjoy talking. I also enjoy having someone to talk to, but I have to admit it's way too often. I feel like when I have talks of philosophy and science with other people, very often I end up with this feeling that even if we're 3 people in the chat, I'm like 80% of the talking. And I'll try to be like, oh, please, I want to hear your opinion. And then it'll be a very short statement, and I'll feel really awkward. Like, am I just sitting here and like rappling on, and like everyone else is just like, my God, this retard.
I mean, as a streamer, you're probably more used to it than most of talking majority, not having people talk back. Usually, there's no one to talk back.
No, but I like to have, because the problem with, again, just talking and having no one talking back, that's preaching, right? It's so easy to sit and confirm your own beliefs about the world when no one is there to argue against it. And I don't want to be that guy. If I say some dumb shit, please call me out. And I mean that in the most, like, in every sense of the sentence. If I say something and you're like, whoa, hold on a second, you better fucking let me know in chat, okay? Because, again, otherwise...
What do you mean Foot Knight's the best boss TPS?
What?
Calm down.
Did I say that?
No.
Oh, okay, I was just like...
It's like, yeah, expect to talk back.
Oh, okay, I get it now,
Yeah.
sorry, okay, I get it, yeah, exactly. What do you... Precisely, that's... I thought it was something in chat or something like that, but yeah, exactly, that's...
I mean, depending on the scenario. Giving Foot Knight a concentration pot on some maps, he probably is better than most.
Just hear me out, man. Just hear me out. The Foot Knight, he can push them off ledges better than anyone else. He's the greatest at it.
Cough, cough, battle wizard. Just don't talk about that. Well, Foot Knights have to have a reason to stay alive around nowadays,
Yeah, it's kind of true. Oh my God, it's almost 4 a.m. here.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna call
Remember
the
when you
stream
said
now.
like 2 hours ago, yeah, let's get one more game in.
Yeah, but I say that all the time, even when I'm not streaming, and at some point suddenly it's 8 a.m. in the morning. Honestly, the primary reason I want to stop streaming is not that I want to start streaming. I'm just really tired of my light up there being on. And wait a second. Okay, normally when I'm in the middle of the night, this is how I like my lighting. I don't know if that's horrible on this. That's actually not as bad as I thought it would be.
Some of you have been looking for Katrine.
That's actually okay. Could be better, could be worse.
You